This show has been brought to you by Smith's Detection and the National Air Traffic Controllers Association.
My voice is the voice that guides you home safely each and every day.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I am the voice of the safest and most efficient airspace in the world.
I have to be 100% of the time.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am a professional air traffic controller.
I'm Joel Bacon, and today we go one-on-one with Brigadier General Steve Spano, President and CEO for the Center for Internet Security. Steve, thank you for being here, and thank you for your 28 years of service in the U.S. Air Force.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me. It's great to share the morning with you to discuss the organization.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here. It's a topic of timely topic and a topic of importance, cybersecurity.
Absolutely.
Want to make our members aware of some of the great resources CIS has available to the public sector and the private sector. So let's talk a little bit about CIS for folks who aren't familiar with it. The history, the relationship with DHS, and some of the resources you have available to public and private sector partners.
Absolutely. So Center for Internet Security, it's a global not-for-profit focused on helping public and private sector entities start secure and stay secure, and to deal and address with cybersecurity threats. As part of our mission is we run the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, hereon referred to as the MSISAC, which is an organization sponsored by our partners at Department of Homeland Security to provide services directed toward state, local, territory, and tribal governments. And so we have a 24/7 SOC operation that does active monitoring of state governments, local entities, public sector, critical infrastructure organizations. We offer a ton of free services for members to sign up that can help them start secure, stay secure. There's threats, there's advisories, there's access to training and materials. They can purchase other additional services such as our monitoring services. So we're constant and vigilant 24/7, focused on a specific mission of helping state local governments actively defend and respond to network attacks. So
let's talk a little bit about your experiences so far with some of your public sector partners, airports, other local entities so far. How are you doing in gathering people in to take advantage of this free resources in a lot of ways?
We have about 1,300 members within state local government entities. Membership is free. You can just go to our website, cisecurity.org. All the content is there. Contact information. Signing up is free. And with that sign up, you get access to the community of similar types of organization that share the same values, missions, concerns about cybersecurity, or looking for the right resources to share best practices, get access to threat information, leading indicators, content, access to webinars and other materials that help their organizations to begin to build and execute on a sound cybersecurity strategy. We have some airports that are already members that have taken advantage of our services. We have all 50 states that are active members. Most of those are now in the process of getting monitoring services from us. Many local governments, we have universities. So within that public sector entity, the pool is rather large when you talk about anywhere from 60 to 80,000 different public sector entities. And we're just scratching the surface of bringing in over 1,300 of the possible organizations that can join. But the more organizations hear about our services, the value that they get from the services, the faster the memberships are beginning to come in, and it's exciting. There's strength in community, and that's what we're all about.
So this is more than just, hey, here's a patch for your windows.
Right.
We're going to ship that out to you.
Correct.
For airports that would sign up, and I should mention that we're going to make sure we have a link available to people with this video to drive them to the place to sign up for these free services. But this is more than just updates on patches. This is a community and a lot more information.
Sure. So the ISAC organization has really, there's several different functions to it. The three big ones are 24/7 by 365 active monitoring. You can choose to procure and purchase that option, which we can provide that service. We have an intelligence function. So they are looking at more of the advanced persistent threats. What are the threat vectors that are out there? What's hot within, sort of deep into the dark web, to try to get a head start on what are the threats and how do we continue to promulgate the advisories and alerts to the membership. We also have a CERT function, emergency response. So for those that have a server that's infected, and they've done some forensics on it, but they need a deeper analysis to try to discover root cause of what the penetration was, where did it come from. They'll ship us hard drives, servers, and we'll do on-site forensics as well. We've done a number of that for a variety of different organizations that are members. And then we do a lot of engineering support. We're constantly updating a lot of our threat signatures that feed the sensors that monitor our membership. And so it's a fully robust, mature, secure operations center that combines both leading edge technology, the science, with really inspired and motivated professionals. And when you bring the two together, you're really harnessing the power of a great organization that's focused on impact, not on profits.
So if I'm an airport executive listening to this now and I'm thinking I've got cybersecurity threats, I know I need to address things, with CIS it's basically DHS sanctioned help to the public and private sector with a free element that all I need to do is sign up for. And then you have these added services that an airport executive or his team could look at and really dive into if it fits their needs.
Exactly. Yeah. So the ISAC functions under a cooperative agreement from Department of Homeland Security. The CIS side, which is sort of the umbrella organization, sort of offers a lot of the products and services that sort of surround and help elevate the memberships in terms of their growth and opportunities to be able to determine what's best for their organization. So, for instance, CIS controls, they're free. You can download those. They're a set of best practices and guidelines that deal and address with the most pervasive threats. A security framework, if you may. There are secure suite memberships, so you can get access to hardened benchmarks and the automated content that will help take your servers, operating systems, and devices and lock them down to a specific standard, and then give you the tools to be able to measure and automate whether you're staying within those standards. And then we do other consulting services. We get discounts from other security vendors and products that we vetted, and we offer those for memberships. We'll do on-site assessments. We'll do threat scanning. And so all of those are the entree into the CIS organization. But if you just want the monitoring services and what the ISAC presents, that's a direct membership to the MSISAC. And the entities, like I said, it's free. And it's a great resource from a very professional organization of motivated and inspired people.
Yeah, no, and I think the interesting thing about that is this is a not-for-profit, again, sanctioned by the government, built to really help the public and private sector deal with emerging threats. So appreciate that. And before we let you go, I'm interested in your view of emerging threats. We obviously had a major worldwide event last month, ransomware attack that was significant. What do you see on the horizon? I assume that we're in for a series of continued threats, but just what do you see and what should airports be aware of?
The interesting part for us is, ransomware is getting most of the news, and anything that raises awareness is good. Business email compromise, which is not ransomware, but it manifests through social engineering of employees, the weakest link within most organizations. That's actually far more pervasive. It's cost businesses and organizations about $5 billion since 2013. And that deals with phishing attacks, other social engineering that gets you to either click on an email and create some action. So there's sophistication in sending executives of organizations an email spoofed from the CFO, or vice versa, from the CEO to the CFO saying, hey, Charlie, George, Mary, we're working this deal in this country, you're well aware of it, just go ahead and send the $750K, I'm out of town, and we've literally had CEOs fall prey to that. And in some cases, money's been delivered. In other cases, the CFO or other entities that were the targets of that noticed something within the email chain that caught their attention, and they took pause. So those threats are constant. They vary significantly in their technique. They're becoming much more sophisticated because you and I are pretty well educated, but still in our day-to-day lives where we're really busy trying to get work done, there can be an occasional spoofed email that looks and sounds like it's coming from a peer or a colleague, and if you either fall prey and act on it or click on the link that's embedded in it, you could be compromised and that could spread throughout your organization. So we're seeing that ransomware is key. Most vulnerabilities are exploited through basic phishing attempts of unpatched systems. So if I could leave your viewers with one or two things, make sure you're keeping up with your patching and you're patching on time, because most vulnerabilities, most threats are exploiting those vulnerabilities. The WannaCry ransomware was exactly that. It was a patch that was provided in March that many entities had already downloaded and implemented, but those that didn't were the ones who fell prey. So as a leader, whether you're an executive of an airport, you should engage within your IT and cyber professionals to be able to ask the similar strategic and operational questions about risk within your organization that you would your financial person about budget and the deep financials of the health of the organization. So you understand where you're accepting risk within your organization and enterprise and mission. Do you have a PR strategy if in fact you are a victim of a cyber attack? How would you deal with that? The cost of an attack averages about $220, but it doesn't include the lost revenue, lawsuits that might follow, and the other costs of recovering from a cyber attack. So, as an executive, you're going to have a cyber legacy whether you want one or not. And the question that I say is, do you want that legacy to be driven by your active involvement or to sort of overwhelm you because of a failure to prepare and engage? So.
And the interesting thing that we've discussed off camera is the fact that the entities hit by some of these things are sophisticated entities. And to your point, these are sophisticated entities that clearly have great planning in a number of areas throughout their organization. But cyber is one that I'm assuming you're finding is not always top of mind with executives.
It's agnostic. It goes after everyone and every entity, and it's not going away anytime soon. And it just requires a sound strategy, sound engagement, and a balance of resources against the risk that you're willing to accept.
Well, CIS obviously has a great tool of resources available to private sector, public sector, airports. Want to thank you for taking the time to give us a little taste of this, Steve.
I'm happy to do that.
We'll hope to continue to engage with you and get the word out to our folks. Again, we'll have information that will accompany this video. But if someone viewing this says, that's great, I want to get involved with this, what should they do?
CIsecurity.org. go straight to the MSISAC tab, and all the information is there for you to join and to contact us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Great. Well, we'll have people do that, and want to thank you
Yes.
for being here today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Steve.
All right.
Thanks to all of you for tuning in. We really do encourage you to take advantage of the resources that CIS has available on its website, and we'll have more for you on cybersecurity in the future. No doubt it's a topic that's going to receive ever more attention. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Joel Bacon.